What is up, guys? It's your boy Rick Optimal Cacus, and today we are going to be showcasing how to increase your power level as fast and efficiently as possible within Destiny 2 just after the Witch Queen expansion has dropped. This is going to let you get ready for the new Witch Queen raid, let you take on challenging content faster, and even if you're a brand new player, avoid a lot of pitfalls and help you save time in the long run, because you get to play what you want instead of spending time leveling. So let's get started. But just before we do, have you guys heard of Prime Gaming? Well, here's the crazy part. A lot of you guys have it even if you haven't heard of it. And that's because it's included with your Amazon Prime membership. Which, I mean, oh my goodness, you get all of the delivery deals, you get Prime Video and Prime Gaming.
Not to mention Prime Music.
And Prime Music, deal of the century right there. But specifically for Prime Gaming, it's gonna offer in-game rewards for over 30 different titles, including free PC games that you can keep, and those are gonna update every single month. In fact, let's take a look at some of the sweet offers available this month. So here we are at the Prime Gaming homepage. As you can see, we can scroll down and check out the latest and greatest offers, or you can sort by in-game content. One of my favorites is definitely Apex Legends, but you can also check out full games. In fact, you'll actually notice I just picked up Stellaris. Why not get it for free? Not to mention Grand Theft Auto, Rainbow Six Siege, Warframe, PUBG, League of Legends. All your favorite games are here. But of course, with the launch of the Witch Queen, we have to check out Destiny 2 and the Pyrrhic Victory exotic bundle, available until early March. Simply click on the bundle to claim it, make sure your Bungie.net account is connected, and then head to Amanda Holiday to pick up your goodies, including an exotic Ghost Shell legendary ship, a sick new exotic sparrow I'm whipping around here, and this incredible exotic emote I had to show my boy Shahan. As you can see, Prime Gaming brings the goods every single month. You can't be walking around in the Witch Queen with some subpar cosmetics. So guys, hit that link in the description down below. Sign up for Prime Gaming. Level up with Prime Gaming. You know I did, because your boy is max level. Alright, now first things first, let's quickly go over some power level basics. So there's two different things that influence your overall power level. Firstly, you have your gear score, and this is just what gear you have on at the time. As you can see, this is my second character, everything is 1350, I put on some really high weapons, and my power level shoots up. Now, you would have noticed that when I first started and I had everything 1350, I was actually 1358. That's because that 8 power level bonus is coming from my artifact. As you gain experience, you're going to level up your artifact, which will give you that artifact power level bonus, and it'll apply it on top of whatever your gear score is. So make sure to also be grinding bounties and completing your seasonal challenges to get experience while you're also going after gear. Now, something very important that a lot of new players don't know is that you don't actually have to have your highest gear on for it to count for future drops. As long as it's in your inventory, or heck, I think even in your vault, it is going to influence what future things drop at. So don't worry about putting on that newest hand cannon if it has a trash roll just because it's the highest gear score. Next up, when it comes to getting loot, you need to know about the different caps. So firstly, we have the soft cap. This takes place from 1350 when you first start, all the way to 1500. And when you're within this cap, every single piece of loot you're getting pretty much, end of strike rewards, crucible rewards, public event chests, that random blue engram, all of that stuff will slowly advance your power level. So as you're in this, make sure you're always holding on and not deleting whatever your highest power level stuff is for each different slot. Now, once you get to 1500, things are going to change. You are no longer going to be advanced by those random drops, and instead you have to look in your directory and specifically go after powerful rewards. So we can see with this Nightfall here, if I complete a certain amount of Nightfalls, I get a powerful. Fantastic. Those are going to be what gets me from 1500 all the way to 1550. Once you get to 1550, you're in the pinnacle cap. So in that same Nightfall scenario, hey, check it out. If I get 100,000 points in a Nightfall, I get a pinnacle reward. So obviously, if you're in that powerful cap, it's going to be a juiced reward that's going to give you a lot of progress, but only Pinnacle gear is going to level you up from 1550 to 1560. Once you get to 1560, if everything is 1560 in your gear, you can still progress further in level, but only through your artifact power level at that point. So let's go over some tips to help you navigate the different caps. Firstly, within the soft cap, you really want to avoid getting powerfuls because those are going to be the only things that progress you past 1500. You don't want to waste them. So a great example is do strikes, but change your subclass to the wrong element so you don't progress the 3 different strike completions with a certain element and get that Pinnacle actually, and that is really good because you're still going to be getting all of those end of strike rewards and blues and random drops. That's going to help you in the soft cap, and then as soon as you hit 1500, boom, you switch to the right element, you do the last 3rd strike that you've been waiting on, and then you get a big boost. Technically, you do want to also save your pinnacles for the Pinnacle cap, but frankly, on the first character, especially because the raid is going to be a contest mode, so you're going to be treated like you're only about 1530 light, I believe, within the new raid. I would say on that first character, just get them all done, powerfuls, pinnacles, get as high as possible. Obviously, again, save your pinnacles for last if you can to potentially go above 1500, but I think we're splitting hairs at that point. Now, I would highly recommend, upon just starting, do the Legendary Witch Queen campaign if you can. I have done a video showcasing some tips and some great loadouts for that, and if you can, it is going to be huge in terms of your leveling, because if you beat the entire campaign on Legendary, you get a full set of 1520 gear. So basically, you're skipping 20 power levels, and that means you can start going after your powerful rewards when you're already 1520 instead of just being 1500. That is a huge boost. If you can't, the normal campaign still has a lot of loot thrown at you, and again, grinding strikes with the wrong element, a few gambit matches, just doing random world stuff is generally gonna get you to the soft cap pretty fast. Now, when it comes to that powerful cap, here is an absolutely massive tip that a lot of players ignore. Don't get laser focused on powerfuls. And that means a lot of people go after one powerful and then another and then another, and they never stop to equalize. Equalizing gear is going to give you a huge advantage in terms of leveling. Now, what is equalizing gear? Well, it means that if you get +8 to your gear score, you go up by 1 overall score. Because you have 8 different slots, if everything gets +1, obviously you go up a full level. But no one gets evenly +1 on everything. What's going to happen is that you have a head that's +3, your chest is -3 below your overall level, you've got a random pair of gauntlets that are +5, your weapons are all over the place, you've got some above and some below. And what I'm saying is, after you do a few, like 2 to 3 powerfuls and you get those rewards, it might be best to just go after Whirlpool drops. And that's because when you're above 1500, random drops are never going to be above your overall gear score, but they might drop at your overall gear score, and this can still help you level up. Here's what I mean. This footage was taken while I was leveling up, and at the time, I am overall 1533 in terms of gear. I've got some things above, some things below, but my chest piece is really low at only 1528. So I actually don't want to go after powerfuls because that chest piece is holding me back. I want to get some world drops, and we can actually simulate that by popping these halls here. As you can see, I get a 1533 gauntlet. So that world drop dropped exactly at what my overall gear score is. And in this case, if I would have actually gotten lucky and got a chest piece, oh my goodness, that is a massive 5 light increase just on my chest piece from a world drop. And then that's going to raise my overall power level. And that means I can increase my power level just with that world drop and then go back to going after powerfuls, which are all going to be influenced on my new higher overall gear score. So again, don't get laser focused. If you have like 3 really high things, you're going to be screwed if you get gauntlets for the second time and they're the same light level, right? So you really want to sometimes stop going after powerfuls, equalize a bit, go after a bunch of world drops, get those of light drops to fix the things lagging behind, and that is going to help a ton. Oh, and just remember guys, the comp playlist, so leveling up your glory rank is actually going to drop powerfuls a lot of the time. So if you can just sit in the glory playlist and farm the crap out of that, if you're really good at PvP, that is a really good way to advance your power level fast. Obviously though, a lot of people would rather avoid that playlist. However, another massive tip when it comes to leveling in this powerful and pinnacle cap is target farming. Now here's what I mean by that. In that example, my chess piece was lagging behind. If I get to a couple higher in my season's pass, as you can see, I can specifically get a chess piece and it drops of light. So I don't just have to go out and hope I get a lucky world drop. I might just want to farm experience, get to that level, and get that chess piece. So make sure to be utilizing your season's pass. If something is lagging behind, you can go after and specifically plug that hole. Another thing is with exotic quests. Guys, you can go out and get the Parasite, which is a heavy grenade launcher. Of course, done a guide on how to get that, and it's going to drop powerful. So what you can actually do is potentially, complete the quest until the last step or save the quest, and then when you have a heavy weapon that's lagging behind, right, your heavy weapon is 5 light below, you just can't get one to drop, just do that quest. You know you're guaranteed going to get a heavy, powerful weapon and fix your main thing, making you lag behind in terms of leveling. Same thing goes for the Dead Messenger. That is going to be an energy grenade launcher. Again, done a guide on that. So potentially saving those certain quests where you know what the rewards are going to be, that is a great idea for leveling here. But moving on from there, we have some more tips involving a second character. And if you haven't created a second character, I would highly recommend you do so. Not only is it super fun to try brand new things and ways of playing, but also it is going to be unbelievably more efficient in terms of leveling. And here's why. So, I'm on my second character again, everything is 1350, and what I can do is I can transfer over my high weapons from my first character and then put them on. I get a massive light level boost right off the bat, and that means all of my drops on this character are now going to be way higher than if I would have just started with everything 1350. In fact, here is another big tip for if you do this. So don't just transfer over the weapons and then just, do the campaign again. What you actually want to do is head to a planetary vendor. And I'm going to the EDZ right here because planetary vendors are going to drop gear that is 20 under what you are. However, if your light level is inflated massively because of your first character's weapons, as you can see, I simply level up Devrim here and I get a chest piece that's 1398. All my other armor is 1350. I just got a free, 40 power levels, and I can keep going here, and now I get some boots that are 1405. Heck, I pop a couple of Paracels of Halls, I get like 1441 boots. So I'm increasing my power level massively, and I haven't done a single activity. So definitely, again, going to a planetary vendor, getting some cheeky armor while your power level is inflated because of the weapons you just transferred before you start the grind is going to make that soft cap grind way more efficient. Alright guys, now the last thing I'm going to talk about is some pretty advanced stuff, and it is the order at which you want to do your leveling between your 3 characters and the concept of boomeranging. For a lot of you guys this is unnecessary, but this is what the people who get to the highest power level in the world do. So what you actually want to do is get as high as possible on that first character. However, if you can get to 1550 and avoid grabbing your pinnacles, you do technically want to do that. But for a lot of you guys, it would just be getting as high as possible. Once you've done that, transfer your weapons to your second character. Those weapons are going to give you a huge advantage in terms of leveling because now you're going to need a fraction of the powerful rewards to get way past what your first character was, because those rewards are going to be dropping again way higher than normal based on the inflation from those weapons. So your second character is going to be able to achieve an even higher light level, and if you can even get to that 1550 pinnacle cap, you can maybe do some more pinnacles and actually start going into those pinnacle levels. So maybe you end your second character at like 1555 or whatever. Same thing goes to the third character. Transfer those weapons. It should be even more efficient because your weapons are even higher. You get to that pinnacle cap, and maybe now, oh my goodness, I was able to achieve, 1558. I'm almost there. At this point, you actually want to boomerang back to that first character. Like I said, if you're able to save pinnacles on that first character, that's the most efficient because now you can transfer those, in pinnacle level weapons and stuff, and then you do your first character's pinnacles, and you'll likely even be able to reach that pinnacle cap if you have saved them. Now again, that is super high level stuff, but for most of you, where this comes into play is you do the first character as high as possible, transfer the weapons, do the second character, get a little bit higher, transfer the weapons, do the third character, get a little bit higher, and then when reset comes, that next Tuesday, you actually want to stay on that third highest power level character, do the stuff on that. Let's say you get to literal max level. Let's say your 1560 pinnacle cap. Then you'd go to the second character because then your higher 1560 weapons are going to impact that second character. Do as much as you can there. Maybe one weapon was 1559, and then on the second character you can get it to 1560, and then you're going back finally to that first character with hopefully a full set of 1560 weapons. And because now the gap between weapons and armor is the highest, you have that inflated light level we talked about earlier, and then the pinnacles and stuff for that final character are really going to advance it quickly, and hopefully by that point you'll have, all three characters at or near the maximum gear score power level. And so guys, there you have it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it informative. If you did, please remember to help me out by simply rating and especially sharing this video. If you guys want to see more Destiny 2 content similar to this, don't be afraid to slap that subscribe button. If you want to get in touch with me and keep up to date with the latest channel activity, the best way is to follow me on Twitter at RickKakis. That is linked in the description down below. Again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, have a good day.